Hey folks, welcome back. We're going to be hopping into the winners match now, as mentioned before. This is another one that's going to have a lot of really good players. Harstem and Elazer, I think, are still favored for me, just because they've done well in the past, and Elazer was looking real good 1v2ing earlier. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I give them the credit because of Elazer, but it's not to say that Harstem is dead weight. Please, why are you partners? It's more just like, Harstem does have it in it to buy the time to do the things that can prop up Elazer and allow Elazer to do what he does best, which is Zerg.
Well, Harstem totally, like, without a doubt, he got unfairly screwed. Like, he was the focus of a cannon rush twice. Like, it really is hard to say, like, he wasn't in that game. I'm taking all my extrapolation from the loss of the Phoenix game in game number 1.
Yeah. That's kind of the point I was trying to get to, is that, like, Harstem was able to die better. There we go. Die better in bad situations than I think other players could, because he was forced in the situation.
This is some like Buzz Lightyear falling equals gliding logic. But this will be cool to see. I've got a lot of love in my heart for Denver and Clem. I'm actually totally going to be rooting for them the whole way through, but I think Harstem and Elazer are the obvious choice for this. Either way, it's a best of 3, and then we have one final best of 3 after this. So if you guys have been enjoying the show, be sure to stick around. If you're not already following the channel, please consider hitting that follow button. So we hop here into the winners match. The nice thing about this too is the team that loses is not eliminated. They go into fight against Optimus and Uthermal. The team that wins this is guaranteed prize money and semifinal slots.
There you go.
All right. Dr. Zoidberg's had an interesting question. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's get the intros done first. Spawning here on the right side of this very abusable map, we have the Red Protoss Harstem and his ally Elazer.
In the bottom left, it is Clem as the Teal Terran and Denver as the Blue Zerg.
So Dr. Zoidberg says, is it possible to set a donation to automatically donate $1 a day? Unfortunately, not that I'm aware of. You're better off just donating like $5 a week or something, if that's I'm not sure. BaseTradeTV doesn't have a Patreon, although our YouTube does. So if you're looking to support somebody, Joey on Patreon might be the best suggestion for me. I actually just recently closed down my Patreon as well. So unfortunately, I don't have any automatic suggestions for anything. My best suggestion, honestly, buy some bits on Twitch. Just cheer 100 bits when you come to say hi in the stream.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's interactive, and we get a buck.
Well, the dynamic here, PZ versus TZ, both players having Zerg. I feel like this will be the most aggressive match we'll have. Because even though, I guess the last series was really aggressive, it just, the game just took a long time because people would die and then cling on for dear life. So I guess I shouldn't put it that way, but they might be the shortest games that we have today, seeing how aggressive people are. We already have Clem going for Triple Reaper. We have Denver going for Baneling Bust. Elazer is only just now getting to his pool. It is so much later.
Well, we'll see if this does enough damage. Denver's actually really good at specifically ZVZ too, so this is maybe a specialty. Murloc Joe says, bits take a fairly large cut compared to regular donation. Know I'm saying? Yeah, but we don't get charged back for bits, and I just finished paying out over $60 in chargeback fees from last month, so I'm okay with bits taking a small chunk out of things.
There you go. So Elazer, it makes sense for him to be the first one to be killed, as Harstem has a bit of a wall. Harstem definitely trying to help his partner isn't really going to be able to. I mean, the builds are already unideal. Even though Harstem did go for one base himself, so there's just a couple of adepts, and this is so much better than if he had one gate Nexus. Absolutely, well, but is it enough? So far. So,
yeah, this is really interesting. The worker count for the Zerg are maybe evening out, but Elazer does have a Nexus, or excuse me, a hatch rate advantage, which is a pretty big deal. But as the adepts transfer back and forth, not knowing where to go or how to catch, both Clem and Denver are just dodging past them and around them.
This is giving Elazer very important seconds of mining, however. Like, he had no mining when this first attacked. He had to pull all the drones, the Lings died. But this is buying time to eventually put Elazer in a defendable position, because Harstem, as you can see here, is in a defensive setup. Nicely done. It was always a laser. Was he be broken or not? And still with no speed. His speed started 10 seconds ago. He's taking very inefficient trades. These Reapers starting to get a little too much. That was a laser being a little too bold.
I'm actually really surprised the Reapers are faring against the Adepts as well as they are. But he got split with the Adepts, so it kind of makes sense.
What the? Well, that... Funnily enough, that grenade bumped his weak Reaper back, so he didn't die.
Banling's coming in now, too. I don't know that Elazer's got much hope left in this game. The Reapers alone are very scary. Get those Banlings in there. Take out the Zerglings. Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. I mean, Elazer just had really a terrible setup, I think. Even though Harstem tried to buy him so much more time.
Oh, the Oracle's a brilliant idea to try and bridge this gap, but so much lost mine. You combine with a very low worker count. Beforehand, it was close-ish, but the bust at the front door opens the door for the Zerglings, and the Oracle's used all of its energy in a laser space.
Oh no, Warp Gate hasn't even started. Those gateways very slowly building Adepts, and this could be what really kills him. I mean, if it doesn't kill him straight up right now, you can see there's no Warp Gate. You know you have a decent shot at macro past this point.
Yo, Team Denver right now, man. Dude did work with these Lings this game. Clem did some great stuff with the Reapers too, of course, but that's it. That's game. GG!
Well, you know, it's very cruel of me to look at a laser and be like, you're the one that messed up, but I think that's kind of what it boils down to. Well, Harstem was prepared, but a laser went for a regular hatch pool.
There's also a very important element here in play where that map had a lot to do with this. Like, you split your opponents up. Like, we didn't see it because it's not used, but back in the day we were using maps like Frost. We almost used Cactus Valley for this. There were these really, like, you're in the very corners of the map and you're very vulnerable to a 2v1 team up situation. It really does reward the aggressors like super hardcore.
Indeed. So next map's gonna be Sludge City, which is shared choke point, well, shared bases.
Well, this is a cool lead for our French players. I like, they're not, I hate to use the phrase because there's like a pun with gaming tournaments, right? They're not super underdogs, even though they've both been like underdogs. But they're certainly underrated compared to Harstem and Elazer, especially if you're comparing them like one-on-one. But again, 2v2, things change a lot.
Yeah. Could be very different now that they're going to be prepped, I think, for that aggressive, explosive way of playing.
Hopefully they are, otherwise this looks really bad for them.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they were pushed a lot in their first series of the day, so it's not like they were like, what, people cheese in 2v2? It's just they thought they could get away with what they did. And it wasn't even super greedy. Harstem played a very solid opener versus what happened. Elazer just, I think, was a little too greedy. And the Zerg's always got to expect to die. Whenever because I random in team games and I get Zerg, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die. That's cool, guys. I'll die as slow as possible.
Good guy Harstem's trying to set the colors for the audience, by the way, so I don't know if you can move Clem out for a sec so Harstem can take red. Because Clem's not paying attention.
How would I guess you're gonna make him spectator and then he could change it? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys can thank Harstem for maintaining the color balance of these guys as Denver joins the lobby here. Tomorrow I'll donate $1 to keep the dream alive, says Panera Bread 21. Well, I thank you for that, but keep in mind we're not going to be live tomorrow. We actually don't have a show scheduled. In fact, this will be the last cast with Zombie Grub for about a week or so. She'll be heading off to Cheesedelphia, so I'll be having Maynard join me on Friday for some BTSL light action.
Why should the Zerg expect to die? They can't wall off, and they're going to be 2v1 because of that.
It's not just the no wall off too, but like it really, if you play too greedy, like if you go hatch first, that could get you straight up killed in like a 2v1 situation.
Exactly.
Like 1v1, yeah. If you like 1v1, you could maybe manage that situation with micro, but 2v1, even just the element of one Reaper is too much.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see how this plays out. Ladies and gentlemen, to the top left side of Sludge City, we've got the team of Harstem, Purple Protoss, and his red Zerg ally, Elazer.
The bottom right, it is the blue Terran Clem. And the teal Zerg Denver.
Someone wants to know if we cast the qualifiers for this tournament. You bet your butt we did. There's a VOD somewhere here. If someone wants to dig it up and link it, that'd be great. But on Twitch, all of our VODs are free, guys. You don't have to worry about a paywall. You don't have to be subscribed. Just go enjoy them if you missed them when you get some spare time. We do run vodcasts as well from time to time, but that's usually just for the shows we recently did for those who may not have been able to tune in.
Okay, so this time... hatch first for both Zergs. There's that shared wall, but especially since it is one Terran or Protoss and one Zerg, you can't wall this off fast enough. It's not worth it.
Well, I'm glad you added the not worth it, because I'm going to say you could go full Rifkin and put a command center in that wall and have a real bad time playing the game afterwards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you mess up the wall.
Guys, I'm not a very good 2v2 partner. I'm like half the time an amazing 2v2 partner and half the time absolute garbage. That's way too heavy to carry.
I don't even blame you. I blame the command center.
I know. This stupid grid, like, it lies to you. It just straight up lies to you. That's what kills me about it.
Yep. Yes, it does. That should be the biggest... that would be the biggest buff Terran players. I swear to God. One of those, like, what would be the biggest buff, but wouldn't change the game that much or whatever, right? That would be it.
That's like one of those quality of life things I feel more than anything else, though.
Well, that and be able to choose where your reactors add on to, but God forbid! No, no, no.
We're 5 years in, it's okay. It's clearly fine the way it is. And assimilators, they've got all the health they need. They don't need to be toned down at all. How dare you suggest that?
Try 8 years, by the way. What the hell are you doing with 5, bro?
Sorry.
Anyways, this solid balance complaints aside, crucial necessities change the game there. We do have both players, they said, going for the hatcheries, but then also the other races going for the Nexus Command Center. Stargate for Harstem. He won't be beat to the punch on Phoenixes this game. It's a good thing.
Yeah, considering he's the only Protoss, it'd be very difficult to lose the Phoenix race. Reaper got some okay scouting, but Adept's going to chase it out. I don't think you really need to confirm the gold. It's a gold, and there's a Zerg player. You know they're going for it. That shit's like catnip for Zerg.
Catnip. Ling Bailing Wars. Oh boy. I would expect the Hellions to pair better with the Lings than the Oracle to do anything else, because it's going to be hard to pair with the Lings if it's going to run out of energy. Now, 3-shotting, you know, SCVs, maybe it doesn't do as much damage, even if it doesn't help at all on the attack. Let's see, but Denver's also the first one to go back on a drone. Not too pitted.
They can take on these Adepts with the Lings, but they back away, so Hellions will work out nicely here for Clem. I mean, Adepts are very strong units overall, but Hellions will get the work that Banleys can't do. One-hit wonders. Hellions a little bit more stable. Oracle, though, is picking these off.
Yeah. But is it enough? Ooh. Is it better than Hellions continuing to pump out 3-2 at a time? I think also some Banelings.
It uses all of its juice chasing, so there's not that much left. He can't even finish off the Banelings, but looks like these guys are bringing it back home. A little bit worried about the Zerglings running past all this.
Yeah. But as I said, right?
Oh, no way! No way!
As I said, Denver was the first one to go back into droning, so he's ahead in drones, but also, like, I think that's why they were so willing to just chase the attack back and stop attacking themselves. So, on to the next step. Elazer goes for a lair, much quicker. And Harstem continues his Phoenix production, but also adds Let's Play counts on Forge.
That would make him Elazer.
E-lair.
This sounds like we're going for like a combination French/German accent there. Hellions are denied by the Oracles once again. Really well handled. Ling's gonna get a surround on the Adepts though. These are pretty low, no shields. They should be able to kill all 3 of them.
They weren't even attacking. The Banelings were quite done. Excellent snipe there from Denver as Clem runs back with his Hellions. But Psych doesn't run back with the Lings. Tries to get into the mid.
oh, walling off is so good, man. I love it.
Okay, we have Clem going mech this game. He went bio in all the TVCs they played in the last series. So it's funny, in this PZ, he's playing against, he decides to go mech.
Oh, Blue Flame. I like this. I like this a lot, actually. It's not actually going to be super effective when it comes to fighting the Protoss player, because eventually Harstem's not going to be using a lot of little light units. Oh, attempted Widowmine drops are cute, but shut down. But if you want to shut down a Zerg player hardcore, especially because you know Hydras are eventually coming out, Blue Flame is so good for that. But he is actually going for more depths, so we're going to see Resonating Days, we're going to see +1. I think Hellions are still going to be better overall here with the Zergling support.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna see what this macro game is gonna look like. I really thought that well, especially considering how last game went, it'd be a lot more crippling done in the first 5 minutes, but no one was really crippled. No one at all. Oh, that's a lot of Hellions. And you know, right now with the bases both players have, like not many run-bys are gonna occur, Hellion run-bys, Ling run-bys, but you know, Denver's taking that outside base, and that's where the aggression starts, the harassment starts to work out.
Oh, this is brutal. There's no anti-air, man. There's like literally no anti-air.
Oh, well, that's not good. I didn't consider this a problem to be had, but Denver would eventually get to Hydras. And he's got a couple queens too that are poking at a War Prism that's not being controlled. Bit of a waste there from Harstem.
Ooh, yeah. There's a lot of focus on that micro for the Phoenix. Okay, so they actually cut out some important units from Clem, though. Excuse me as I show the wrong tab. Because Clem lost siege tanks for this. I mean, losing Hellions is kind of whatever. You don't care much about that. When there's this many roaches on the way, those tanks could have been the difference of winning and losing this game. In fact, Clem actually has a terrible army to take on what Elazer's bringing. And Denver doesn't have his own roaches. You can't buffer for this.
No, that tank probably should have been on the high ground, but does not get sniped, so now is a decent position, but the Adepts come on top of it too. Well, the Adepts are actually what the Hellions going to be good against.
But they're not fighting the Adepts, they're running against the Roaches. He pulls it back now, there's the focus fire, and oh, Blue Flame is so good against those Adepts!
Ooh, this is quite a battle. I'm not really sure how it's going, but the Hydras are all choked in. Yeah, the Bailing's finished, but the Roaches just did not die to anything.
Look at the supply counts right now. The army supply specifically. There's just nothing to fight this.
Yeah. Very worthwhile. Very nice timing here from Elazer. The Banshee's going to save maybe a couple more seconds in this game, but the Phoenix is going to come over and find it. No detection. A bit awkward.
You know, if the Hellions had actually taken out all the steps right away and were in position, maybe this could have been doable. Because Elazer doesn't have that much left over despite his big supply count, but the fact that all those Adepts melted the Hydras and then the Hellions got there, Denver's left with nothing to really fight with. His Roach vs. Roach team's not going to cut it, especially with the Protoss still here. Clem's looking to turtle up a little bit in his main, and the Banshee's doing what it can, but this is just a numbers game, and Brute Force favors the top team.
Yep. It's going to go to the ace match. Very nice attack by Harstem and Elazer. I mean, it was a little awkward losing the War Prism for Harstem, but his Phoenix is taking out the tanks. Could have been 2, 3 in good position. That would have gotten so many extra shots on the Roaches. Could have been a big difference.
Yeah, this is a little brutal. Even hitting that side base too with the Adepts. Ouch. GG. All right, that ties it up 1-1. Yesterday we had such a fast group. It was like a barely 3-hour stream. This one's looking to go at least 4 at this rate. We're going to go to game number 3 here, ASAP, guys, but a small commercial break before we do. So again, every half an hour, play about 2 minutes of ads. Thank you guys for watching. Let's see for the final game. Did you link this in chat, by the way, or was I can put this on stream?
Nah, I was gonna try and find it, but I had to lobby again.
So yeah, a question in chat was asked: can you build on your allies' creep? And the answer to that is a hard no. You can do it in co-op, but you cannot do it in 2v2. And I know this very well because Zombie Grub is a very difficult partner to play with sometimes.
Okay, it took me a long time, but.
I remember getting very upset when we were doing that, like trying to play it cool and giggle, but at the same time, I'm just like, "Fuck you, man!" Like,
here's a highlight. You know, it's only 3 minutes of a 30-minute game.
All
Good times.
We're waiting on the players. Let me get this up. We'll take a look at this together, guys. It's been a long time since I've seen this. Risky clicks.
Cause I'm a fucking creep. God damn it, Tommy Grub! You're forcing me into mech! And I wasn't even going mech! Why the fuck? I'm just canceling stim. There's no point in finishing stim.
You're such a dick, dude.
What the fuck, dude?
Good times.
God damn it, I hate playing with you as Zerg. You're the worst teammate. Oh my god, he's gonna block out the gold base too! Fuck off!
You get to this point where you just like, here, I gotta pause this for that. You get to this point where you just like, you can't even keep your hands on the keyboard. You're laughing so hard at how much of a dick you're being.
I remember too, because this was as I started laughing and you noticed, but for like 30 seconds, no, maybe more than that, right? Because I did it accidentally, and then I saw an opportunity to do it again. So like for a minute, I had my creep spreading towards your natural. And you didn't notice until you tried finally taking it. It was such a long con for me, and it paid off so well. Oh god.
Jesus Christ.
All right, I'm gonna close that. Hopefully players are ready to go soon. In fact, there we go. Perfect timing. Good clip to buy some time. You titled the video "Get Wrecked, Rifkin." Cool.
Sorry.
So cool.
You know what? You know what? This was probably after I was getting revenge. Okay, this was after you put 50% handicap on yourself with 2v2, and I had to carry.
Yo, those Widow Mines were pretty legit. I remember that game too. Man.
Yeah, you were clever.
The nostalgia's coming back. We gotta do some more of this one day. But all right, folks, we continue on here with the winners match for this 2v2. The winner of this game here in map number 3 will move on to the semifinals and be in it for the money. Also, before we do, I don't know, I always assume we don't have that much front page time. So if we're falling off the front page and you guys are tuning in from the front page, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you did enjoy your time while you were here. But like I said, we got one more best of 3 after this. And yeah, the winner of this goes on to the money. So in the bottom left, we have the combination of the French team, Denver and Clem.
The top right, it is the purple Protoss, Harstem, and the teal Corsair Elazer. You know what the most surprising thing about that video was, Rifkin?
What's that?
You were trying to play bio.
That's right. Oh my god. What was I thinking?
I don't even know, man. You started Stim? Who are you?
Stupid idiot past Rifkin? What's wrong with you? I hadn't seen the glory of mech yet, I guess.
Guess not.
Actually, I will say this though, like, to take a bit of a, not like feelsy, but like a nostalgia trip, like, all my best moments that I remember in StarCraft 2 are usually playing games with you. Like, it's like the Archon mode tournament with you and Nathanius, or Archon mode endeavors against that fucking stream cheater, or dumb 2v2, things like that. Those are like always my favorite moments that I remember from StarCraft 2.
It's the only moments that I really would play competitively, or I would care about it, so I guess ditto. They also won money from Archon mode, never forget.
Right, at Red Bull, yeah. My monitor
True pro
totally
gamer.
Everyone just like told me I was making excuses, and like no one saw that my monitor's totally just blacked out. Like there's nothing I could see.
Yeah. Yeah. That was such a bullshit ending. You know, like that was happening, and then that was literally as Overlord drops were available individually. So
you know what? I think part of it is we have a good company with each other, but the other part of it is all the other memories you make playing 1v1 are just like so heavily covered in salt that your brain can't remember it.
Yeah. I do recall some good times being on like a clan, for instance, because I remember I happened to be on a clan as Heart of the Swarm came out, and 2-base Night as Swarm host was always a treat to watch my clanmates do it. It was so good. So good back in the day.
It could beat Coca in a best of 3 one time.
Yeah, it's still good. I don't even know why I say back in the day. It still works.
All right, this Reaper's being a little annoying, but nothing too dangerous for Harstem and Elazer. Did get a full scout in Harstem's base, but did not go confirm the natural. But these guys are smart, so they probably have a pretty good idea expansions were taken. I mean, it's pro players, everyone's focus here is on macro, and now this is a super cheesy build. You assume that the base was taken.
Yeah. Oh, it is the ace match. Kind of got caught up in the nostalgia. 3 minutes in, all taking expansions. I mean, you still have the front of the bases open, and in fact, Elazer took his front base, assuming that it would be safe. And it's weird because sometimes this is even a safer move to do than taking it in the back, because you can get the creeps that are already out there. You can build a spine crawler out there. I feel this innuendo is gonna stop working soon.
I'm fucking 12 years old, I'm sorry.
I don't know why you're building a spine crawler back there, but or what creep has to do with it, but yeah. Anyways, it's not being attacked. An Oracle gets in the back and sees what's up.
I just need to forget what you said.
He didn't make it in the back, Rifkin. Better in the front.
I didn't take it in the back. All right.
It's really not safer in the... Wait, I guess it depends on what you mean by safer.
Are you practicing safe practice X?
The Oracle did die to a queen, I believe, which is somewhat important.
Yes, it did die. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry about that, guys. So dumb. This Oracle take out the banelings. Actually, I like canceling and pulling back. He's just gonna lose those anyways. A couple banelings for a laser. Not looking too scary, but if they can connect to anything, that'd be nice. Harstem doesn't have a lot of supporting units though. Granted, what he does have is air though, which is kind of nice, I guess. But yeah, Elazer's right to pull back. There's not much you could actually do here.
Well, Clem, you should not really be looking for a front push with just Marines, so I imagine he'll pick up and try something else. Or Phoenix is on the map, and it's a little bit scary.
Yeah, there needs to be a little bit of foreplay first. They can't just go directly in.
You gotta warm up the oven. That's how Maynard explains it.
Warm up the oven. I'm gonna have to ask him about this on Friday. See what setting he puts on. Does he measure it in Fahrenheit or Celsius? I mean, I guess you measured in C's or F's, but you're supposed to be measuring it in a D, right?
Are you though? That's not really what he's warming up.
Oh, I love it. He sees that, baits that out real nice. Now the Marines are going to be able to freely walk around, but the Bailey's are too close. Even with the focus fire, which is looking pretty good out of Clem, he's still got to fall back. And I remind you guys, one of Clem's weaknesses when it comes to 1v1s is he clumps up notoriously bad, so he's got to be very careful about this.
Perfect reinforcement time for Denver, though, to try and take out the Baneling so that the Marines can finally push back. The Phoenixes were dangerously close to killing at least one medevac. Another tank is even here, crossing a very large map, and there is the rest of Denver's units. Clem and Denver, I think they might have enough to win here. Lasers didn't have enough roaches. A Harstem taking the third base, perhaps a little too greedy.
Commander like salut, and then au revoir.
Good French, man. Good French.
Je ne parle pas français.
That was correct.
Je me parle Rifkin.
Can he keep going? Can he keep going?
My vocabulary's at an end. I can sing the alphabet next. That's about it. All right, this is absolutely annihilating Elazer's front line. The Ravagers, you know, the Marines have actually been dealt with pretty well, but the Ravagers weren't. Now the Zerglings start flooding in too. And Denver, I mean, he looks a little bit more impressive than Clem, but Clem did a lot of the legwork to get these Ravagers in, to take that fight. And as long as he can keep Harstem from reinforcing by keeping this cut off here, tank on the ramp, Marines shutting down that low ground, then yeah, Denver's just gonna kill what's up here. And this is so impressive. He's gonna cancel the eggs. Oh no, no more roaches. That was big.
This is game, and Denver and Clem are able to come out first in this group.
You know, these guys had not a great performance in the qualifier. Denver and Clem were less than impressive, to say the least. But they get out of group in first place. And they're going to set themselves into the semifinals, which is really nice too, because of course there's guaranteed prize money at the 4th place. So hey, go Team French. But this leaves us with a mostly Dutch and kind of Polish grand finals. We got Optimus and Euthermal versus Harstem and Elazer. One last best of 3 to see which of these two teams will be the last one out and into those semifinals. But I guess we'll have to give them a moment or two to do some vetoes. We'll probably take a few moments longer for these ads than usual. I'm also going to take the time to do a bathroom break, grab some snacks. So, guys, we'll be back in probably a little bit more than 2 minutes. So disregard the 2-minute countdown timer, and we'll see you guys in a few. Thanks for watching.